Hello and welcome back to another exciting episode of Otaku Outtakes, episode 3. I'm your co-host, Game Master Chance Robertson, and
I am one of the owners of Otaku Takeout, Jesse Pruitt. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Glad to have you back.
We are so excited to be here doing episode 3. I can't
Absolutely.
believe we're at episode 3
already.
already.
It's happened so fast.
It has. And we do have some... What you got?
We appreciate it.
We do have some bigger news today. We're very excited. But before we get to that, what do we have coming up soon, Chancellor?
So as far as our upcoming events, this weekend we are starting a brand new Commander League.
Ooh, we love Commander League.
Yes, it's another casual Commander League. We have seen a lot of great success with doing these in the past. These are 4-week-long leagues or Magic the Gathering Commander format. We are pretty casual, as the name implies, so we kind of allow you to do whatever it is that you want to do, and we have a whole lot of fun extra ways of earning points or taking points away. So come join us. It's $10 per week that you join. There's guaranteed packs. We spin wheels. It's a good old time.
Yeah, who doesn't like a wheel spin? It's always a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Bring out your favorite commander. Have a good time. Prepare yourself. If it's been a while since you've played, it would be a good opportunity to come out, get that refresher on Commander ahead of the Final Fantasy release.
Final Fantasy.
So we are hot off the heels of Tarkir, if you're a Magic fan, which was an incredible in-universe
Like
set.
a return to basics.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm one of those people, but I feel like a lot of people wanted to see the resurgence of the in-universe,
Classic high fantasy.
You want that. You want it. And so it was done incredibly well, in my opinion, with Tarkir. But with that said, we are moving in. Our eyes are on the prize of Final
Universe
Fantasy.
Beyond.
Yes.
Now, in Universes Beyond, some people say what you want, some people don't like it, some people love it. Not only are we, obviously, we're a Japanese pop culture store, Final Fantasy is kind of right in our wheelhouse.
Absolutely.
But I think me and Jesse specifically, we're just really big Final Fantasy fans, so
Yeah.
I think we're a little stoked on it.
Absolutely. It's this set. I think. Honestly, and we've got some hot sets this year. I mean, we got some good stuff this year.
Absolutely.
And I think this will be the biggest set of the year. I mean, unequivocally, it will be the biggest set of the year. So.
I think we'll see how Spider-Man does after that, because I know we definitely have some excitement built up for the Universes Beyond Spider-Man set.
Absolutely. And, I'm personally stoked for the announcement of Avatar.
Yes.
The Last Airbender, I'm a huge fan, so can't wait to see.
Now, have you also heard that, I forget the name of it, but it's where they take some specific Universes Beyond things. I think it's Universes Within, and they take the same mechanically unique things and then they put it into an in-universe Magic the Gathering thing. So it's what this most recent thing we did for Spring Flourishes, the booster draft, was a while back they had the Dungeons and Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves movie Secret Lair. So they had cards for each one of those characters. And that was the only time that they revealed those or had those. Now, what they gave us as promos for the when you came in for this event was you got an in-universe version, so it was a new character you've never seen before, a new name, but it was all of those same mechanics and effects that you saw from the card of the Secret Lair. So they're going to do a lot of those same things. I know they're going to do that with Spider-Man and Avatar, because a lot of those things, Universe Beyond, they don't go to Magic Online or Magic the Gathering Arena.
Sure.
So they give them the in-universe stuff for the online games.
Yeah, very cool. Well, yeah, absolutely. I hope what was your feedback on that? Did you get any?
I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, okay. Good enough. So yeah, we've got a casual Commander League coming up.
Yes.
I know, and we have stuff going on every week, so please follow us on social media, see what we've got coming up.
Facebook, Instagram, you can join our Discord, you can take a look at our website, otakutakeout.co, forget that
That's right. And our very own Chancellor has been tearing up the TikToks, so if you're, I know a ton of, who's not on TikTok, get on there, check the boy out. It is impressive.
Well, and I'm not alone anymore. It's your grandfather actually has been coming, and he's going to start coming in doing videos with us. His name is Solomon P. Otaku.
Yeah.
Really good guy. Really cool guy.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fantastic
The
mustache.
grandfather of Otaku Takeout.
Yes.
I mean, what's not to like?
100%. Yeah. I started to grow my mustache because I wanted to be like him when I grew up.
Yeah. Real swell fella.
Yes.
So yeah, we've got cool stuff coming up in that regard. Of course, we are not, I guess, too far out to start at least mentioning Summer Matsuri Festival will be coming up. I think it's typically in July.
Yes, July, usually mid-July is when we start working on that.
Cool. And so, I guess with all that out of the way, it's probably time to get
One other thing that we do have still this weekend, we have our Dungeons & Dragons one-shot coming next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. These ones are really cool because it is a One Piece inspired Dungeons & Dragons one-shot. So it's in the world of One Piece.
Yeah.
It's on those... it's on the Grand Line, you know. You're gonna meet some interesting, fun characters.
Some familiar faces, perhaps.
Some familiar faces, absolutely. There's also might be some new stuff that's within the world. A couple of new things I'm making and adding in there just for some fun.
Yeah.
You guys might see a devil fruit.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? But if you guys have ever done any of my D&D stuff, it is one-shots, but they are completely canon. So, for instance, we did a Monster Hunter one-shot. Yeah. I had a amazing player, a 9-year-old girl, tried to tame a Jagras, which is like a small little monster in Monster Hunter. Rolled a nat 20, and I was forced to do her bidding. So now, if you play my Druid character in any of these one-shots, you have a pet Jagras. You can thank that 9-year-old girl.
Yeah, if you're a Monster Hunter fan, come check it out. So that's what's cool, is the way Chance runs it, is you do kind of on the heels of our Universes Beyond conversation. It's kind of almost like what we have it like in D&D, but it's a continuous timeline, a storyline, and so these characters are recurring.
Yes.
So if you come in, it's basically like choose your character, choose your player,
and the things that you do stays.
Shape that character, absolutely, and that character already has a history, and so it's a unique fabric that is being woven here, and so to see things like Jagras, continue on is it's pretty unique, and so. Yeah, no, the One Piece one sounds super rad. I know that was a setting that we had talked about multiple times, how cool it would be to do a game in that world, and so very excited the time has finally come.
All right. And also, just as a quick little shout out, anyone who is watching from home, feel free to comment, come chat with us. We are checking that regularly. There's going to be times when we ask you questions and you can throw out some feedback or some things for us to talk about. This is open for you guys as well.
And especially at this point in the show, we really like to know, because it's going to be the same format. If you haven't caught our shows in the past, we've got kind of our little opening here. Then we will get into the Hot Off the Truck, where we're talking about the items that we have chosen to highlight during that segment. We go into our Snack Attack segment, followed by Will It Bulldog, and then we get into our Hot Takes. And the Hot Takes is where traditionally we have debated a multitude of topics. For this particular show, we're really trying to single out a good one for us to, a great topic for us to be able to...
Something we can kind of go back and forth on.
Absolutely. We really want to sink our teeth into it. So we've got some that are kind of prepared already, and we are more than happy to use one of those.
But we want to see what you think.
Yeah, we'd love to get your input. We did, how many did we do last time?
Oh, man, too many. I think we did like 8, something like that.
But I mean, I think over half of them were audience.
Yeah, a lot of them were audience input. So please give us some audience input. Give us a whole bunch of suggestions in the chat. We will definitely be checking them as the time is going.
Cool.
And we'll pick our favorites and we'll talk about it. And then even after we do this debate, I think we're also just gonna have some discussions about things that are either hot takes already in the anime, video game universe, or just anything that might be stuff we want to talk about. What grinds our gears, you know?
Fun stuff.
Absolutely. And I do also want to point out that in between Hot Off the Truck and Snack Attack, we do take a brief intermission. It's just for us to prepare the food. On a live show, or not a live show, they usually cut that. We're here for you, lives, mistakes, and all. So bear with us a little bit in that time frame, and we will get it going.
Or lack thereof. Cool. Anything else we need to cover before we hit them with the big news?
Today is Sunday.
It is Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on that note, for anybody who doesn't know, Chancellor is one of the founding members of Otaku Takeout. So he's taken us back to the year of 2022. Is that right? It was October.
Yeah.
1st.
October 1st was the first official day we were open, so we would have been here in September a little bit beforehand. And yeah, this would have been 2022.
Yeah, so we're the better part of 3 years into this adventure.
Yes.
And we've got some kind of heavy news. Chancellor will no longer be with Otaku Takeout in the near future. Let that sink in. He has come across a new opportunity. It's one that we're going to wish him the best of luck in. I think it is, as much as we will miss him being in Otaku day in and day out, I think it plays well to his wheelhouse, and we wish him the best of luck in this endeavor. Would you like to tell them about it, or would you like me to?
First of all, thank you.
Of course.
Those kind words. It's been a true honor to work here in Otaku Takeout, America's #1 Japanese pop culture and anime store. The exciting opportunity is Otaku Takeout's getting another store! That's the wrong one.
I knew that's what he was going to say.
There's those mistakes. Otaku Takeout is opening up its very own cards and game store right across the hall from Otaku Takeout here in the outlets here in Little Rock. It is going to be called the Dojo.
That's right. That's where you're going to settle your beef. No matter what card game you play, it's going to be at the dojo. Yeah, and we are so ready for the dojo.
Love it.
Yeah, so this is a very natural evolution to everything that we've been working on.
Absolutely.
For any of you who are in store and have seen any of our cards and games events, Chance has pioneered this whole thing from within Otaku Takeout. When we started, the focus of Otaku Takeout has always been Japanese pop culture.
Absolutely.
And trading card games and tabletop games have always had a little piece of that pie. But under Chance's leadership, him and our game team have really picked it up and ran with it. It has grown from the point of us starting with 4 people sitting at these tables.
Yeah.
And by the way, side note, these tables were designed for the casual kind of seating that for somebody, if you make your ramen,
eat some food,
you want to watch some, a TV show or whatever. So now fast forward nearly 3 years later, and we have 30 plus people, and we're having to pull out folding tables and on and on and on, to the point to where we're like, you know what? I think it's time.
Why not?
Yeah.
And it is a dream come true for me. If anyone knows me, I'm truly passionate about games. I'm truly passionate about what they can do for people, what they offer people, and the community that it seems to just naturally build. So yeah, me and the games people, it was a blessing that everyone is just as passionate as they are for what we're trying to do for our players and this community. And of course Jesse and Gwen have been so helpful, and anytime that I wanted to take a step somewhere, they were willing to hear me out. They didn't always see where my vision was going, but they let me do it, and I will never be not appreciative of that fact. So
yeah, absolutely. And so here we are. We are definitely putting our spin on it. This card shop's going to be unlike, I like to think this card shop's going to be unlike any card shop you've ever seen, because it's going to be in our style. I mean, if you've been in the store, we're not just a building with products in it. We try to create an experience. And Otaku Takeout's been that way. Lucky Cat Arcade has been that way, and the dojo's going to be that way. And so we are in the very early throes of trying to make sure that we are crafting the best experience for gamers in Arkansas.
Yes. Not only for the experience of shopping and looking for products, shopping and looking for singles, but also just the enjoyment of sitting down and playing, the enjoyment of how easy it is to find the things that you're looking for. We're trying to take everything into account. We listen to everything that our current players have said, all the advice that's been given to us. So really, it's passion that we put in, it's hard work that we put in, but it's the culmination of how much you guys have supported us, how much you have spent your time here to play children's card games with us. So it is a huge thanks to you guys at home.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's the double-edged sword of us not, we didn't work in card shops before Otaku Takeout.
We did not.
So we went very kind of the low and slow approach to cards and games, even in the store. Like, it was a very slow burn. We are still not experts in all things TCG.
Not there yet.
But that has created the opposite side of that. The reason I say double-edged sword is because it has created the opportunity for us to get that community. We want to build what you guys want, and so we have been. We're at everything that we do. We always welcome that feedback. But this has been a unique opportunity for us to craft these things to exactly what our audience is telling us they want. So we've always been open to feedback. We will remain open to feedback, and we're going to do our best to accommodate whatever you guys want. So please continue to share with us as we are so excited to kick off this adventure. And you will find Chancellor still in Otaku from time to time, but for the most part, you're going to find them directly across the hallway at the dojo. And we're being pretty aggressive. We're hoping to have this open before summer's end. I don't want to put a hard pin on it. My sister would. Gwen would tell you a date right now. I'm not going to do that. But before summer's end, we want to have this shop open for you guys. And we are so excited to be able to roll that out.
Absolutely.
So congratulations, Chancellor.
Thank you so much.
I'm very proud of you. He's worked very hard, and we can't wait to see him in this new role. Cool. All right. Ready for the next one?
Yeah, with that being said, that takes us to our hot off the truck segments.
Look at that awesome truck. Looks just like my truck. Oh. You gonna start or you want me to start?
You want to roll a dice for it?
Sure, yeah, let's roll for it.
You want odds, evens? You want to...
Yeah, I'll take odds.
Okay.
All right. Oh, that's a 9. I thought it was like, it's a 6.
I thought that was a 6 at first. All right, that's a 9.
I am
go
up
first, my friend.
Cool. So, a little context here. Otaku Takeout has been to New York Toy Fair twice now. I've been a collector my whole life, so I've always followed New York Toy Fair, and I've always thought, wow, this would be the coolest place to go, but you have to be in industry. It's not open to the public. And so I remember the show before last, when we received the invitation, I was like, whoa, like this hadn't even crossed my mind that, we're industry now, and we can attend these sorts of things, and so we went. It's an incredible time. You get to meet a lot of these manufacturers, face to face, shake hands, see what's coming out for the year. And one product that caught my eye, well, it was actually one company that caught my eye, or distributor rather, is Hami. And Hami put out multiple products. I was actually on the line between which one I wanted to show off today. I'll go ahead and tell you what the other one was. It was the Automaton. So if you're not familiar with the Automaton, it is the crazy little music note shaped like digital instrument. You like squeeze the mouth of the critter. Yeah, the face. Yeah, while you run your finger up and down the digital stem, and it makes the almost eeriest like digital music that you've ever heard. So it's a really cool product. We now have them in store. We're really excited to be carrying Automaton. The other product that I wanted to show off was Me Time. This, look at that. So this is a blind box brick combo. So this is a situation where, now if you get a a complete box like this, I'm pretty sure you're guaranteed to get one of every set. But otherwise, it is a blind box that you go in for, and there are you've got these like different biomes, and each one has a different character. Let's get that handy cam going. I'd like to show the close up. Focus. So you got Hello Kitty, you got Pom Pom Pearl, you got Cinnamoroll, you got the Chase Hello Kitty, you got My Melody's Garden, and then you've got Kuromi and her little superstar, I don't know, is that her, I guess that's her little pop idol room. Yeah, it's a karaoke room. She's got a microphone in there.
Yeah, I see it.
So yeah, each room is themed. Cinnamoroll's in the bathroom, Pomperins is working out. I wouldn't, keep it up, buddy. Maybe you'll get there. You got Hello Kitty's Heart Jam. Here you go. You can kick back over to the regular. Cool. So these are, they're really incredible. I want to show off that box right there. I guess I should have shown it to the handy cam too. But they are in these little hard plastic cases after you build them, and then the cases are stackable. So you create all these little biomes, and then you can stack them up to display them. It's a really cute product. It's the entry level into the Hello Kitty building block line. It is the blind version. They also have, and we have in stock, full sets of the characters in different settings, and those are not blind. So it reminds you of Lego. So it'll be like Cinnamoroll's at the theme park, or whatever, or Hello Kitty's at the beach house. Those are a little bit larger sets, but it's nice because you can get your hands on one of these, put one together. I built one, and the biggest issue with, I'm a huge Lego fan. So it's not a small endorsement for me to say this non-Lego product is great. Yeah. But I built one to feel the connection of the bricks, and this product is great. So that is my product that I wanted to show off to you guys this time. I highly recommend picking one up. I don't think you'll be disappointed. For any Sanrio really fan that you know, grab one. It makes a great gift. That's what I got.
All right. I chose something that I'm a little bit passionate about, not only because it is an event that we do here in store, but me and Felicia have these at home, and we like to play with them. I chose some Beyblade X product, a couple of different waves here, so I'll put these down and I'll get the handy cam out. We'll talk about them.
The Wand Wizard. Oh, I didn't notice the name.
Yeah, so this is the Wand Wizard here for $14.99. This is a starter set, so it comes with the Beyblade and the Ripper. So this is the newest generation of Beyblade, Beyblade X. These things are made of 3 different pieces. You have the blade, you have the ratchet, and the bit. You want to turn it around for me real quick? Of course. Each bay has its own types. So this one is an attack type. And it can even show you the stats of each one of its pieces and how it affects the overall model.
I see. Attack type. Okay.
Over here I have the Claw Leone. This is a balance type. So this is more meant to stay up and spinning while it is being attacked. And you can see all of the stats of these here.
I love these stat breakdowns. It's like UFC, but...
Oh, absolutely. And you have a meta as well. There are people who take it very seriously. They go and get the very best pieces of each of what makes each piece so good. They'll take that one and then formulate it into a 3 connection of the best Beyblade that they can make. These things are super cool. I myself am a huge fan of the Wizard series. There's quite a few different ones. And this new art here, where he looks like he's casting the spell that controls the Beyblade there, a little green that comes out,
see, yeah.
Is just so cool to me. It has just a lot of attitude. It's got a lot of attention, you know what I mean? Yeah. Each one of them is supposed to be based on a character or a theme, and some of them aren't always all that obvious, but I really much enjoyed this one.
You know what I've noticed, and I was talking to Chance about it ahead of the show too, is I love the Let It Rip on the packaging. Yes. So you've got a pull tab. So they haven't always been packaged like this, right?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay,
no.
so you actually, the old Let It Rip, but you actually let it rip with a pull tab to open the box in the first place. Brilliant marketing.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, really cool packaging. Well done, Hasbro. Unfortunately, Hasbro stuff can be a real pain for us to get in sometimes. So we really went out of our way to make sure that we have the new Beyblade X products in.
And these do require a base stadium. I mean, you can get those from us, of course, but you can get them from Walmart's, Targets, anywhere that you need to. They will spin just about on any surface, but of course, you really want to have a Beyblade stadium just to keep them
bowl.
Keep them all in one place, not destroying stuff. These things. This generation, I have a lot of people that will tell me immediately, they're like, Chance, I had the old generation that was just pure metal, and those things were killer. These things are mainly plastic, but these are a mixture of plastic and metal.
I thought they always had been. I thought even the old ones were.
There was one of them that had more metal than any of them. It was even called the Metal Edition. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Now, with that, though, with the way that they balance these, with the plastic being the bit and the metal being part of the blade, makes the spin much faster, and these things become more violent. They put these little rivets on the bottom of the bits for each one of these, and this Beyblade Stadium has the rivets inside of it, so it matches up, and it will shoot your Beyblade around the corner to do an attack.
Yeah, I see the teeth on the base there.
Yes, that's exactly what that is. So
I can see them to engineer. Like, why would they engineer these things to be less fun? You know what I mean?
Oh no, these things are made to break open a little bit easier, and they are much more violent. So bam, and they go.
Oh, I love it.
It's been so much fun to play with these things, both at home and when we started doing it here. Just the other day, we had a Beyblade casual play, just 2 hours, 7 to 9, and man, we had just a little bit table right over there, and we had it going off. It was getting loud. People were getting excited. It was so much fun. In the Bay Arena. But that is why I chose Beyblade X as my picks for today. So
cool.
Both of these are starter sets, so they do come with the Ripper.
We've got more Beyblade product in stock, right? We do have the stadiums. We do have more Beyblades themselves, yes?
Yes, we do.
Cool. Awesome. And of course, you can always find all that at otakutakeout.co for shipment.
We ship anywhere in the United States.
And of course, as always, for pickup. Awesome. Anything else on the product, hot off the truck, or is that? I think that covers us.
I think for hot off the truck, I think that covers us. But I would love to hear in chat, guys, if there's anything that you would like us to see next episode, any other items, let us know. If you know that there's something cool in here that we have, but you just you want to see us, let us know. We'll be happy to showcase it for you, and talk about it for a little bit. But with that being said, guys, we're going to take that very brief, very small intermission. We're just going to get our food items prepared for our next segment.
It usually takes, about 5 minutes?
It about 5 minutes, 5 to 10, I'd say. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
Thank you.
we are back with our snack selection for Snack Attack.
Snack attack. We love it. All good?
So, what we have here is Szechuan peppercorn chicken flavored Doritos.
Nice. Yeah, we love those Szechuan peppercorns.
After that, we will move on to some cheese flavored ramen from Otaku.
Oh, yes, very nice. Then we have our 1 chocolate, 1 strawberry cocoa flavored whole strawberries.
I'm excited about that one.
Yes.
And to wash all of this down.
Absolutely. We are so excited. You know, I think we've talked about this in the past, but here it is. Origami, our very own origami sake out of Hot Springs, Arkansas. And their Thousand Cranes, the signature sake from Origami, now in this incredible can form, which is perfect for coming in, enjoying a bowl of ramen, relaxing, watching a little anime, and trying, I don't know, Arkansas's Sweetheart Sake, the only sake produced in the state of Arkansas.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is Arkansas's very own premier sake brand made from Arkansas's very own premier rice.
Yes, that's kind of a fun fact. Most people don't know. Arkansas is like biggest export is rice, and we're the biggest exporter in the entire country when it comes to rice. So they worked with with farms in central Arkansas to create the right grain of rice needed to be able to then mix it with the magical Hot Springs water, the spring water, to create a bit of a treasure here in Origami Sake. I will take the opportunity to show off our new coasters as well. So for any of you, all of our arcade fans out there, we just got our Lucky Cat arcade coasters in. Come in, have a drink, grab a coaster as a little souvenir, and have a great time. Cool. All right, what are we starting with?
I'm going to get started with opening up my origami
Your
sake can. Because I will say I've had the unfiltered from the bottle before. This is my first time actually trying
The Thousand Cranes?
It's my first time trying Thousand Crane, and it's my first time trying it from the can. The cup is actually supposed to be for your hot sauce.
But
well, that works.
So, okay, I gotta tell you, I'm a little conditioned to this because we've only ever had the big bottles in stock.
It's true.
But the can is convenient, and I could have drank directly from it.
And it's 4 of these cans is what makes up a bottle. That's good. That is good
God.
stuff.
Yeah, we love origami sake. Thousand Cranes, that is like the flagship product. And, they actually, we were at the Cherry Blossom Festival in Hot Springs.
Yes.
We did that back-to-back with Sake Fest. And at Sake Fest, I was so of course we had to say hello to our friends over at Origami. And my good friend Ben Bell let us sample a new bottle, and God, I wish I could remember the name of it. It was incredible. It was actually, they created it by accident. It's a dry sake. And they didn't even mean to do it. It was something in the process, and I'll be totally honest, and I'm embarrassed to admit, I have not taken the brewery tour yet, so I don't know every step of the process. I got to get over there soon. But it was a total accident. It's delicious. They decided to bottle it up, and because there has been some funding cuts or issues with from the state level to the Hanamaki Japan Sister City program, where they send students to Japan to learn more about the culture. Origami has committed to a portion of their sales from those bottles going to that program. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, we're already huge fans of Origami, but they never cease to amaze and impress, and we're so thrilled for all their success, and I hope that they only grow. And of course, we will always carry their product. We're big fans.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, that brings us to our very first item.
What we got? Oh, the Szechuan.
Szechuan peppercorn chicken flavored Doritos.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, Szechuan peppercorns are really known for like their use in Chinese cuisine.
Interesting.
And so it's heat. It brings heat to flavor, but unlike most of our things that are from like a spicy pepper, like a jalapeno, or what chili or whatever that we're used to having things be spicy with. The peppercorn is a different kind of heat. So I'll be curious to know if that comes across in these chips. I want one. I want to. There's none that are like. There's none of. It
Not
looks
too
like,
dusty.
Yeah. So, but I think the dust is roughly chip color,
Yeah,
right?
it's the same color as the chip.
So you can't tell if you. I
Now-
was looking for a dirty dusted one.
Dirty dusted.
Like
yeah,
I wanted
that's
that.
what I was looking for
I
too.
wanted that dirty
Now
dust
I will
on
also
there.
say my fiance makes fun of me because growing up I loved Doritos.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
However, I was
Who
that,
didn't?
I
Oh my
was that
God.
Southern kid that didn't say the names of the flavors.
Yeah.
So for me there was red Doritos and there was blue Doritos. And blue Doritos were my favorite.
Blue Doritos.
Yeah, the Cool Range flavor.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, blue Doritos.
Blue Doritos.
It's funny.
So here's green Doritos.
Yeah, this is green Doritos. These are my first time actually trying any of our flavored Doritos.
The
that we
green
have here
Doritos?
for like the Japanese stuff. So I'm excited about this.
You know, it shows peppercorns and garlic. Yeah, I'm excited about it. We'll see what comes across. You ready?
Dig.
Boom. And sink. The peppercorn automatically. It's an aromatic pepper.
And it's very poppy. Like I get it in multiple places on my tongue.
Not much garlic. Did you get any garlic?
No, not a whole lot, but that's interesting. Yeah, the pepper really
Yeah.
that takes it from it being just a Dorito and tasting like a corn chip
Yeah.
to tasting.
You
That
know,
was interesting.
I don't know about. So there's definitely a little bit of a savoriness to it. Don't know that I would have said chicken.
No, I don't think I would have gotten that.
Yeah.
Like Sichuan peppercorn, yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Chicken would. I think maybe on like, if I focus in on the after flavor that I have right now, I
Yeah.
might be able to get to chicken.
I'm getting peppercorn. It's so aromatic, that peppercorn.
It really is. It overtakes it.
It's tasty. So it is what I think to be the chicken. It's definitely a savoriness to it.
There is.
I'll give it that. But yeah, it's delicious. I mean, it's peppery, the right amount of heat. Well, I guess it could be hotter if I'm being honest.
It could be a lot hotter.
Yeah, but but there's definitely some heat there. So
'Cause
if you're a person that you're like, I like a little bit of spice, this is your sweet spot right here.
If you're a person that likes spicy stuff and you know that pepper isn't spicy, pepper is just its own flavor,
Yeah.
then you'll know that this is pepper and not spice. But I think for anyone that's
For a new twist on an old favorite, this is great. We're totally worth a shot.
I'd get it again.
Are we doing Sugois as we go? Is that
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And the scale being
I think it was 1 to 10 Segoys.
1 to 10. Okay. What do you have a Sugoi in mind?
I want to give it an 8.5 Segoys out of 10.
Oh wow. Oh my. He loved them.
They were good.
I was thinking
out of
so.
a lot of the other things that we've tried.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've tried some really not great things.
We've tried some interesting stuff. Well, I would say most of it's been pretty good. Yeah, until we start dunking it in Bulldog and
that makes
Dragon's urine or whatever that was. Satan's Duke or whatever that was.
He's turning this into a whole lot of a different show than it is.
Yeah, he's nearly melted my face off a few times. This is a good chip. It's totally worth trying. Like I said, a new twist on a classic. Definitely would. I'm a solid 7 Sugois. I would definitely recommend it.
7 Segoys for him is a good rating.
Yeah.
All right.
Moving right along.
This time we are moving to what we had to spend some time to prepare.
Yes.
We have the cheese ramen from Otaku.
Yes. Now this is a Korean ramen. As a matter of fact, I think this is a very, very popular flavor in Korea.
Yes, it is.
The cheese ramen. I went ahead. So the way that it's packaged is like any other ramen, where you would put in your veggie and you will put in your soup base and you will put in your noodles. Then you get the extra bonus pack that has the cheese in it. And it even had like a scale of how much cheese to add based on how cheesy you want it. Sorry I didn't give you the choice. I just went all in on the cheese.
All in on cheese.
So, and they're very particular to not add the cheese until after everything's done. So I don't know if the cheese flavor is volatile or what, but I did it per the instructions. We're excited to give this a shot. the color looks good. I mean, it's very mac and cheesy in color, right? I mean, I would say so. I think when I was pouring it, I ended up with more of the veggies in mine, so yours looks veggie-less.
You can tell that the broth is a bit like thicker than just like a liquid.
And I will say,
it's got some creaminess to it.
Since I went all in on the cheese, like it's cheesy. What it looked like before I added it in was, typically what I think of when I think of a Korean ramen, like the what is it, Jin? Is that right? From the same brand, the Otaku. That's what it looked like. It was like a red, kind of clearish soup base. So
now, I have to say, I have never had a cheese flavored ramen.
Yeah.
So I do feel like I might be thrown off by that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty safe a lot of times with my ramen options. I do not try a whole lot of things, so me being on this show and trying on a whole lot of extra is different for me.
I'm getting a big old. You gotta get it saucy. You ready?
Saucy.
You gotta get that cheese.
Gotta get that sauce on it, baby.
Get in there. That's incredible. It's spicy and cheesy. What's your initial impressions on this?
I don't know if I'm crazy.
You're not crazy for it?
No, I said I don't know if I'm crazy.
Oh, okay. I was like,
whoa. I don't taste any cheese.
Oh, really?
No. It just tastes like
the
ramen
richness.
To me. Yeah, like I taste like a rich kind of like maybe like a.
I think I can agree with that. Yeah.
But it doesn't like cheese is not like you. If you told me like it was a cream, I would understand.
Yeah.
But like, if I tasted this and you're like, hey, what's the flavor? I'm not getting to cheese. I'm not winning the game. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not getting there.
I can see that. I can see
it's
that.
not bad.
I know the color is indicative of a little bit of cheese, right? I mean, it's orange.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm looking at ramen that cheese is going to be the first natural thing I get to with that color. You know what I mean? Like, I will. It's good. I have nothing negative to say about this whatsoever. I think it was like my reaction is mainly based upon what it says it is. But it is good. I'll say the noodles are a bit thicker than I typically like my noodles to be.
This is right in my wheelhouse. I love this. It reminds me of the Nongshim products.
Okay.
The Shin, what's the seafood one? Nongshim.
Yep.
No, that's the man. Oh my god. You remember the seafood one? Do you remember the name of it? No. Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot again. I don't. It's me.
I know my
remember.
favorites are like Nissin, Sapporo, Kang Shi Fu from Chinese noodles are super good.
I cannot believe I'm blanking on that, on the seafood from Nongshim. Anyway, I like the heartier noodle, but then I like it all the way up to udon. So I mean, I like the heartier
I am
noodles.
not a big udon fan. That is hard for me.
This. Usually our problem is by the time we get back to
It gets
bulldogging
cold.
yeah, it's freezing. So let me try to recap this. We're gonna change it up here.
What's your rating?
Oh gosh, I think I'm giving this. This to me is like. I'm gonna give it 8 Sugoi, and the only thing that would make me go higher is if it had if it had. I think it's just enough in its areas that it's delicious. I love the spice. I love the cheese. I wish it would have just gone a little bit further in one direction. Either really go all in on the cheese,
or the spice,
or all on the spice.
And see, and me being a person who regularly adds a decent amount of hot sauce to my ramen, I didn't get a lot of spice.
Yeah.
So I probably would have liked to have seen a little bit more of that in there. But that's just me.
Yep.
For me, I think I'm gonna give it like a 6.8 Sugoi. 7 is really where I first went, but I don't know if I can fully go 7, so I'm gonna go slightly lower than that. It was good though. I liked it.
Let me prepare this for my sauce.
For your sauce.
We still got the sweet stuff.
Yeah.
We'll just get that drying.
Alrighty. Up next, we go to one chocolate, one strawberry, one love. Cocoa flavored. Yeah, these things are so cool.
Yeah, I think Is it freeze dried? Is that what's going on in there?
Because
they're really adamant about this being one whole strawberry, and the only way I can imagine that.
Oh, they're packaged individually too.
Oh. Okay, so
I'm excited about these.
This is smaller than I anticipated.
They come in little bags.
Because there's a little cross section of the whole strawberry. So I wonder if we can saw one of these things in half. Oh. We want to see, right? Or I'll just try to bite it in half. How about we'll just do that.
Ooh. Here is what a whole one looks like, guys.
I love a chocolate covered strawberry. I'm gonna go ahead and try to bite this thing in half now. You ready? Cross section. Maybe. It's a little bright. Let me handy cam this kick over. Yeah, so you can see the whole berry in there. That's good. I like it.
That is good.
The tartness of the strawberry, it's what I like about normal chocolate covered strawberries, except for you could enjoy this any time. I mean, is it a big juicy fresh strawberry? No,
because it is like freeze dried, I assume.
Yeah, I think so.
But it was no, it still has the flavor of the strawberry.
It's a tart strawberry. Yeah,
the chocolate was thicker than I was expecting. Like that initial bite. Yeah. Took a bit more force than I was really expecting it to, but it was good.
And this isn't a company that I recognize, but I will tell you, I am so ruined on everybody else's chocolate versus our, I can't even, my kids will bring home their Halloween or Easter candy or whatever, and I'll try a piece of something, and I'm like,
it's not the same.
It ain't it. No. I don't know what we're doing wrong. Our chocolate tastes so, waxy and bland. This chocolate is incredible.
It's very good.
And then
very rich.
Yeah, you get the tartness of that strawberry in there. It's great. I love this.
Yep.
And the fact that they're individually wrapped, you can crack this bag and hang on to this for as long, go at your
it's not
pace.
going bad.
Yeah, you go at your pace snacking on that. I'm a big fan, and this also comes in other flavors. Yeah, don't we?
I think we have had them in other flavors. I've seen a white chocolate one before.
Yeah. Maybe even a matcha, like a green.
There could have been.
Interesting. Do you know if we just have the cocoa right now?
Right now, that's all we had.
Okay. Well, Sugoi scale, as far as a sweet treat goes, out of anything in this store, I'm giving this like a 9.
I was going 8.5, 8, 7. Yeah,
this is incredible.
Yeah.
And we have some good stuff. We've got especially good sweet stuff in the store. I mean, I love those Meiji almonds, those Meiji chocolate covered almonds are my weakness. I love those things. But this is incredible. I will definitely have more of these.
Yeah, these are definitely going up there.
Yep.
All right.
One chocolate, one strawberry, one love for it all.
All right, friends. We get to that part of the show where I have more fun than he does.
Yeah, it's a real blast. Oh boy. And this is actually, I don't know that I've tried. I think I might have had a drip of this in the past.
Speaking of, cheese flavored things, this is a Bolak carbonara sauce. This is the flavor that's really popular.
So is it supposed to be cheesy?
I guess so, but again, I don't really ever get a cheese flavor, but it is very good. So what I'd recommend is maybe, because I knew you had Bolak before, we were trying just that really hot draft. I want you to do it before anything. We're gonna try just a drop of this whenever we get it into the bowl.
Okay.
Just to get an average on the flavor of the, because this is good. This is my favorite hot sauce.
Yes. Okay. So this is the Bulldog Carbonara is the noodle, the Bulldog noodle that blew up on TikTok.
Yes.
I mean, there was a period of time where we couldn't even keep it in the store because everybody was after this stuff. We've got it now. I'm looking over there. Yes, we've got the carbonara now. We've also got the sauces. So we've got the original. Well, actually, we've got the original 2 times and the carbonara.
And and just like we were talking about earlier with noodles, I like a really thin noodle, so I don't actually like the Bulldog noodles, but I love the flavor. So the Bulldog hot sauce I add to all of my noodles because the flavor is better than anything I've seen in any other noodles. It's great.
Yeah. And so you want me to dab this stuff?
I want you to dab that stuff a little bit, just to try it. Like get a pinky in there.
I mean, it smells good. I'm gonna give you that.
It's
It
really
smells really good.
This is good stuff.
So, and on the picture of carbonara, it almost looks like, forgive me for all the carbonara enthusiasts out there, it almost looks like sour cream or something. So, I don't need a ton of carbonara. But yeah, that says cheese all up in here. Butter flavor, all kinds of stuff. So, habanero,
it's so good.
all kinds of stuff. So,
Don't worry, it's still hot. We're still going to sweat.
Oh, God. Okay, initial flavor coats the palate. It's savory. It's tasty. It's now burning.
It's now burning?
Oh, God.
All right.
Ooh.
Well, then it starts.
As far as a burn goes, that's pretty good.
This starts our next segment of Will It Bulldog?
Yeah, yeah, I can feel it on the old tonsils.
This is where we take all the things that we just tried in snack order and we go reverse. So we're going to start with these sweets, then we'll go back to the ramen, then the chips. We're going to try all of these things that we just tried for you, and we're going to try it with a lot of the Bulldog hot sauce.
So
now,
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
we will also be rating it to get it if it receives a Fire Sugoi.
Highly coveted.
A highly coveted Fire Sugoi. What a Fire Sugoi is this thing improved with the hot sauce, or is it just burning up?
Yeah. Yeah, and especially, I have a prediction, because the garlic's even coming through now. This is good.
This is very good.
This is good. It does, unlike our friends, the Sichuan pepper over here on the Doritos, this kicks. This is burning all the way down. As soon as it hit the back of my throat, I was like...
But it goes away a little quickly, though. It dissipates pretty fast.
And then the flavor stays.
Yes.
Like the goodness of it stays.
My prediction is this is going to be really good on the Doritos. Really good with the ramen.
Yeah, terrible with the chocolate and strawberry.
It might be good.
Garlic and chocolate, what a combo.
Garlic strawberry chocolate.
Let's try it. Let's without further ado, we're gonna get right into it.
And we got to make sure that he does a good dip on this. I won't let him baby it for you guys.
True, he won't. And I'm down on the savory on savory. It's just this is the phase of where it's like, oh man, this ain't supposed to be it. Oh my gosh.
All right, chat.
Okay, this is way more than the pinky dab. Is this sufficient for you?
Yeah, that's sufficient for you.
No, okay, thank you.
All right, mine's about to drip off.
Okay, get it.
Ding and sink.
Oh god. So got a big old blast of garlic on my second dip. It's horrid. It's horrid. It's terrible. Oh god. And it burns.
That's good.
No.
Pretty good.
No.
Pretty good.
We've lost some folks. I'm sorry. We've lost them.
I didn't mind that at all, actually. I won't say it improved it. Like, I won't go that far, obviously. But, not the worst thing I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, that ain't it. That ain't it. Oh, man, that's bad.
That was pretty good.
Okay, I will say, I enjoyed both of them apart again. As soon as it hit my tongue, I was like, okay, it's a wash with flavor this time. The second time got even more of the kind of a cheesy savoriness.
Yep.
Then as soon as it mixed, it was terrible. And then as the sauce started to go through its phase of chilling, then I got that delicious chocolate again. So they stand on their own two legs independently. I am withholding my Fire Sugoi.
I'm not gonna give it a Fire Sugoi either. I don't think that there was ever a moment where I was like, this is awful. But there was one moment where I was just like, that's a combination.
That is a combination. Now I am going to go a little heavier on these next products, but I am going to need a water. I wonder if I can get Spidey. Hey Spidey! Hey Spidey! Will you grab me a water? Yeah.
All right.
We've never done a Spidey cameo, have we?
We've not done the Spidey cameo.
You think he'd enjoy it? Or would it be putting him on the spot?
Chad, do you guys want to see Spidey?
Yeah, you guys want to meet Spidey? You know how Times Square has their own Spider-Man? So does Otaku Takeout.
Spidey, say hello to Otaku Takeout.
Yeah, this is Otaku Takeout's very own Spider-Man.
That is me.
Yes.
Please come to see us soon.
Perfect. There's your Spidey cameo of the day.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Now we go back to the cheese ramen.
Yeah, because I think this is gonna be a match made in heaven. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I really want to let it do its thing. Maybe
I'm
still
gonna
be mildly
honestly
warm.
I'm gonna use a good.
You're just going ham on it.
I love this hot sauce, especially in ramen.
I'm gonna have a little noodle with your sauce. All right, I will not be doing that. I will. I feel like I'm gonna make a mess though. I'm still gonna go out the bottle, so I'm not just dumping. All right, like this. Did you see it?
What's that one cartoon where they do it one drop of hot sauce and kind of face out of SpongeBob? Yeah, that's what that just was.
All right, for real though. Look, this is a good. Look at this. I'm making it rain bulldog in here. All right, It's nothing like yours, but that was a good. It was a good amount. I mean, look at this. This is okay, right? Sufficient for flavor purposes.
Yeah.
Not enough. All right, I'll do more. I don't wanna cheat it. We're here to burn our faces off.
We're here to burn the
faces. Let's just do it. All right, look. Okay, I just doubled it.
That's good. Yeah, you're good. That's way more. If you want, I'll even do after. I'll do a dunk.
You're gonna. He's gonna soba those noodles in bulldog, carbonara bulldog.
My already hot sauce noodles. I will soba dunk this up.
So the sauce is, way different now. All right, you ready? Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
I took a big old drink. Okay. So, remember when I said I wish it would pick a thing and do it way better? This would be if it picked the spice and went way better.
And I want to be honest. I did the soba dip as a joke.
Yeah.
Good.
Incredible.
Now it is much hotter.
Yeah.
It's much hotter. It hits you very, very quick.
Yeah.
But man, it definitely had a difference of like the intensity of the flavors you can even tell in that moment. So I like that a lot.
Even for me, a heavy-handed amount of sauce in here, where the color profile is completely different. It's significantly more spicy. It's a win. I mean, this might be. We've done this. This is our third episode. We've done this on 9 products now. Well, okay, 8 because we haven't hit the chip yet. To me, no product has earned a Fire Segoy the way that this one has.
I'm going to agree with you there. This has been very, very good. But I'm excited for these chips.
Yeah, I think this was perfect.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm feeling that burn. All right, here you go.
Gwendolyn says you are the culinary master.
Why, thank you. Who is? Us? Collectively? Now this one does have a little accumulation.
You do, yeah. Yeah, I see it.
All right.
I'm going to make up for my lack of culmination of dust.
Cheers, says Kay. Thank you, Mama.
I mean, get a good view so they can see what I've done here. They need to see the monstrosity.
I'm keeping it in the same. That's a good amount for a little bitty baby chip, right? Yeah. I'm keeping it. My mouth is already on fire. Damn, that sauce is hot. Okay.
Really well with the chip, though.
I feel like the peppercorns literally opened up. They were like, if my taste buds were tucked in
it pops it
for their slumber, for night, for the evening. They were in their little sleeping bags. And the Szechuan's like, nay, pulls back the covers, and then the bulldog comes in and just washes over. And seriously, that was a shift. Like, I've had this sauce now, like, that was the 4th time if I include the finger dip.
Myself, yeah.
And I'm like, something shifted. And I think the peppercorn did something to my palate.
And that's why, like, the peppercorn literally, to me, it pops. Like,
Yeah.
I feel it on my tongue, so whenever you have the hot sauce and then it pops, like, I feel like it just...
Yeah, it's like the polar plunge, but with bulldog sauce. Little bit goes a long way on that. Great combo.
Very good.
What do you think? Fire Segoy?
I think a Fire Savoy for 2 items this time.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy, because we haven't had that yet.
I agree 100%. I think that was good because, like I said, the Sichuan is a pretty mild spice, and if you like spice, you're going to love it. Dunked in some bulldog carbonara. So maybe for the first time ever, yes, 2 coveted Fire Segoys.
Coveted Fire Segoys.
Going out in 1 episode. So, yeah, no small feat for today's lineup. And Chancellor picked today's lineup. Thank you. This was a great selection. Yeah, really good stuff today.
I went a little heavier on the hot sauce than normal because I really like this hot sauce, and I am burning up because
Feeling
of
it? Well, that's perfect then, because you know what's coming up next. You all know what's coming up next.
We have our hot takes.
We have our hot takes. And so, like I said, we're doing... Oh, you want to hit them with the title screen first?
Oh.
Hit them with it. Hit them with it. Oh, is it starting over again?
Yeah.
We got to... So, technical difficulties, don't mind us.
I even tested that earlier, and it still did a weird thing this time.
Okay, cool. Well, as you know, when we get into hot takes in the past, we have taken a topic, debated it, let you decide who did a better job of defending it, and I have to point out, when we pick the topic, we randomly assign who's defending what, and it does not typically, it usually never reflects our personal feelings on the subject.
If I pick a topic and I take a stance on that topic, he has picked the opposite regardless of his feelings.
Yeah.
And I usually try to play that to my advantage and make him say horrible things about something he truly feels passionate about, because that brings me pleasure.
And we both do that. We try to weaponize the product of the topics, but I'll be honest, he has done a better job at making me argue against things that I love. So that is always a good time. And then we're just going to dive into our personal hot takes.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Very excited about it. What do we got? Did we get any suggestions?
Well, I will also say that something we didn't mention is the winner of every round becomes the new S-Rank Supreme, S-Rank Sentai Supreme.
And right now, your boy has the belt.
He is the reigning champ.
I had it back in my office.
I had some players call for a recount after the episode went live, but I will take I will take the results.
The belt's still up in the office, so he wants it back desperately. He wants it back. Yeah, because
I'm the rightful champion.
The rivalry is strong. So, did we get any suggestions for a topic?
Oh,
Jesse is the culinary master.
yeah, just Jesse's the culinary master. We have not gotten any fan suggestions just yet.
All right, how do you want to do this? Do you want us to? We can always keep it to the dice or the die, or we can have one of our lovely folks weigh in, or whatever. Yeah, so
is there anyone that's calling out to you?
that's what I'm looking at here. But then it feels like if I picked it, I feel like then you would get to pick who does what, and I feel like that's
no. If you pick it, you also get to pick your stance.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. If you're the champion, so I feel like that's probably fair that you get to pick it and pick your stance.
I feel like that gives me an advantage, though.
Yeah, you're the champion. You get the advantage.
I think you should get it because I'm already the champion. You get the handicap.
Okay.
If you want to pick one of these, I'm trying to we've had some such good ones in the past.
We have.
Yeah, that were a lot of fun.
Well, we've already canonically introduced Spidey, so why don't we have Spidey come over and make a...
Okay, Spidey,
come here.
Yes.
We are to the hot takes portion of the show. We're only going to debate a single topic. We're shaking it up a little bit this time. We usually debate multiple topics. We need a single one. So either if you got something you'd like to hear us, like just an opinion that you'd like to hear us debate, or if you'd like to pick something off the list.
Pick something from there. You can make something up real quick, but
Is the topic, what is it related to?
Anything under the video game, anime, tabletop, nerd culture.
It was under the Otaku umbrella.
If anime fans and card fans, all card game fans, so Pokemon, Magic, so anime versus card game fans, those two groups fought each other, who would win?
So pick one and then tell him to either say who you think would win. The TCG people or the anime people?
And honestly, I personally think the anime people will win.
Okay.
I think you should argue anime and you should argue TCG.
Okay.
Since he's an FGT player.
But he can do TCG altogether.
TCG, yeah.
TCG, and I'll say
TCG and anime.
And it's specifically that these communities are
In a war.
in a war.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So just to recap, our debate that we are doing is if all of the world's TCG fans, trading card game fans, versus all of the world anime fans, if they were put into two separate levels, who would end up winning in a all-out war, fight, contest, or any of the matter?
Yeah.
I have been given the stance of TCG players will win.
Yeah.
Jesse has been given the stance that anime watchers will win.
And I'm grateful. I love this.
Do we want to roll? See who goes first.
Yeah, go ahead. I called it last time. So
Okay, so you're what? You're even?
I was
You're odds.
odds, yeah.
12. Okay. I think the first thing that I need to say about why TCG players are going to win,
Yeah.
TCG players are constantly making active decisions. We're not just sitting idly watching something. We're not watching a hero. We are the heroes. We've gone out of our way to collect the strongest and most powerful beings in all of existence, putting them into a team and using strategy and proper military mind to defeat our opponents who are using the same thing. So not only have we already been preparing for this, we have the thought process. We're making active decisions. We are trained for this military. Plus, everyone who's ever built a deck has probably practiced throwing a card once or twice. Turn those into metal, deadly weapons. We are winning that already. So we've got the military mind, we've got strategy, we've got the initial weapons of throwing the cards.
Yeah.
One of our people is definitely Gambit from X-Men.
Gambit from X-Men, the TCG player.
Yeah, 100%. He definitely plays Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, I'll listen. Your energy's there. You've got me. You got me buying in a little bit. But I have to say, a bunch of rules lawyers are not gonna be the ones to win this battle. Okay, it's gonna be the people who have literally seen every form of conflict and how to overcome it. Whether we're talking. Are Naruto fans? Are you kidding me? They know every jutsu, every martial art. They're ready to rock and roll. DBZ fans. I'm not even gonna go get into it. You've got Full Metal Alchemist fans. You got military might ready to go. They're organized. They know what to do. They've seen every conflict. They know how to deal with anything coming their way. It's all in their back pocket. I mean, they're familiar with any strategy. But I have to say, I don't think that TCG folks are going to be that inventive when it's so highly regimented. My anime people, that's real guerrilla style warfare right there. They're creative because they have to be. They've seen all the paths.
Okay. So, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If I show you a video,
Yeah.
here's how you fly a jet.
Yeah.
Can you fly that jet?
I'm going to feel
He can't fly that
I'm
jet.
going to be way more comfortable. I'm going to be way more comfortable in that cockpit if you show me a video of somebody doing it. Yes.
All right, but if you are doing an active simulation of flying that jet, you're going to be better than the person who watched a video on it.
True.
So,
Concession there.
now,
If you put a flight stick and a simulator in my hand, yes, I will feel better about that.
TCG people, we
Who have
are...
looked at cardboard their whole lives.
All right, but here's the thing: is we're now at a day and age where you have TCG for animes.
Yeah.
There's a TCG team for a Full Metal Alchemist deck.
So it sounds
All
like
right?
you're
No, hold on. No. So what happens You watched all of Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes.
You know what to do when Fury Bradley comes into town.
That's right.
Well, what about
Stay in the blind spot.
when Muzan from Demon Slayer shows up? You don't know what to do. You didn't watch that. TCG players are the people who have to figure that out on the fly. I've got one turn. Boom, 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 boom. Play that. I'm gonna take all the life points.
Yeah.
TCG people, they know exactly what they're doing. They have been planning and prepping. They do the statistics, the numbers.
Yeah.
Man, we're going out. We're getting sleeves to protect our cards.
Yeah.
You do what? You watch an anime on Crunchyroll that it's not even your account. It's your cousin's. You don't pay nothing for it.
Right. That's edgy right there. Exactly. We're scrappy like that. We're not over here with our sleeve protectors and our the rule books and playmat protectors.
Absolutely.
No, we got to make ends meet. Yeah. We borrow that Crunchyroll account.
Absolutely. I will say also with Magic, even the idea of things is you're fighting, striking. How can I block? How can I defend?
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z. How do I scream for 3 episodes straight? How do I yell? And how do I make that the victory?
Blasphemy. All right. Well, I think anime speaks for itself. I mean, you've seen it all. You know what's coming. You know what to do about it. You've seen every bad guy and archetype there is. So I think you're going to handle yourselves properly. That's my last word on it.
Trading card game people, you already know you won. It's not even a fight. You know, you're playing chess. They're playing checkers.
Oh my God! All right, tell us who you think won.
Yeah, guys, get in the comments. Let us know what you think.
Who's getting that new S rank? We gotta know. Who's carrying the belt?
And until then, we're gonna talk about some of our.
We need to get this belt commissioned. I would love to have this.
I can't.
If we had an S rank Senpai Supreme belt.
If we just had an Otaku Takeout belt,
yeah,
I'd wear it at every event.
That would be so sick. We're gonna have to look into that. Is that a thing? You would know better than me. You can get a belt made.
So for those of you who don't know, I am a ridiculous professional wrestling fan. You 100% can get custom belts made.
Okay, we might need to look into this. Cool. So the rest of the hot takes. I thought we could kind of go back and forth. Are you watching anything right now that you've been into?
We're really excited for next episode of Squid Games, obviously.
Yeah.
Like the next season that comes out for the second half.
Oh yeah, that's coming out. When is that coming out? This summer, yeah.
This summer,
yeah. Okay.
So really, real soon. As far as anime, we just we got caught up with Solo Leveling.
That's what I'm watching right now.
Oh, it's so
That's
good.
what is exactly what I was just about to bring up.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
I've also read a good majority of the manga for Solo Leveling, and I think it's phenomenal. I love it so much.
Yeah, because clearly this in a video game vibe has been done. I mean, it's a genre. It's great. But there's something about the character, because, and I love Reincarnated as fun, but when you start out OP versus as you're grinding it out, it's just, I'm really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying watching this happen. And I really don't want to give it too much away because, I want people to watch the show. But yes, I think I'm almost done with season 2 now. And it's so good. I mean, it is so good. I love his abilities. I mean, it is such a cool ability that he's got. And I don't know. I don't remember what was revealed in first season versus second season. I hate to get too far into it. But that's exactly what I was going to talk about. That's what I'm watching right now. I just finished up here's a hot take, I guess. I just finished up Brotherhood again, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which I hadn't watched in quite a few years, and I was like, I think we had this conversation where I had always said this is Full Metal Alchemist is my favorite anime of all time, and I'm like, it's been quite a few years since I've watched this. I thought about going back and watching the original up into the point to where it kicks, where it deviates and had to do its own thing because I think a writer's strike at the time on the manga, and I was like, well, let me circle back to Brotherhood and give it another watch, see how it holds up, because back then I was able to confidently say it was my favorite anime of all time. But nowadays, since then, I mean, think about the past 10 years, and how many, at least, how mainstream anime's gotten.
Oh, yeah.
Across like Crunchyroll and the other streaming services. Now Netflix is doing their own in-house stuff. I mean, this wasn't even a thing 10, 15 years ago. And so now I'm like, well, I don't know if it's like to say your favorite anime of all time. It's like almost need to sort that up by genre now that there's so much content. And I was like, well, let's just see how it holds up. Went back and rewatched it. Still the best anime ever. It's so good. Yeah. So that's my opinion on that.
I grew up with watching Full Metal Alchemist too early.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it is something that has a lot of adult themes,
Yeah.
But man, I took so many things from that show and things that they talk about as like things that I brought through my whole life.
Yeah.
I've always like a lot of kids I grew up with. They grew up with listening to like the Golden Rule. That was always something that was thrown around there.
Sure.
And I always grew up with the law of equivalent exchange.
Yeah,
that was what I put everything back into, regardless of what it is.
It's funny that you mentioned that because where you're saying you focus on equivalent exchange, this show resonated with me to the point to where, like, for those of you who don't know, my day job is I'm a pharmacist. And at the time, as I was going into my chemistry classes, that's what I would sit there and recite to myself: sulfur, saltpeter, what's the chemical makeup of a human body? Being? Yeah, of the human body. Because I was like, oh, what's the precursor to a chemist? It was an alchemist.
That scene with a little black book. It's like 3 grams of Imodium.
Yeah,
Imodium
exactly.
Like, oh.
And so I was like, I'm basically gonna be an alchemist. Is what I was thinking. Going into pharmacy school, or like in my chemistry course, even before pharmacy school. Now you're going into chemistry courses. I was like, it resonated with me in that way. So it's funny that you mentioned that because that's powerful for an anime to affect people to that extent. I mean, I would say clearly it's part of the pop, it's part of mainstream pop culture at this point. And there's shows that are certainly nostalgic and people love, but to be a part of your life like that is kind of crazy. I mean, it's a testament to how incredible that show is. So yeah, just recap that. Love that show. Who's your favorite character
in Full Metal?
Yeah.
Man, I was always, and it's.
Do we just want to drop Edward, or do you?
We have to drop.
Just
Edward.
drop Edward. Okay.
Ooh. Are we talking Brotherhood, or are we talking original animation?
I'd say Full Metal Alchemist in its entirety.
Okay. So in the original animation, I know that the original animation is not the original Full Metal Alchemist because the manga was what Brotherhood's story is. But as far as the animation that came out first, it was your 2003 Full Metal Alchemist. At a certain point, they were too fast. They were faster than what the manga was able to create.
But they got a good ways in.
It was accurate
all the way up to a certain point.
And then they had to start making their own decisions. Yeah. And most of the time, when you have something like this that happens in anime or something like that, it's awful. And it doesn't work.
Right.
Full Metal Alchemist was the outlier because it was good still. It was still good.
Yeah.
One of my scenes that I can never get out of my head is with the character that I will say is my favorite, the original animation Wrath.
Yeah.
Teacher Izumi's son that was a homunculus. And it's when Rose is carrying the baby with Alphonse and Ed, they're running through the tunnel, and the baby starts crying, and it gets into Wrath's head, and he starts freaking out, and he's like, shut it up! And just starts going absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Man, I remember watching that at 7-8 years old, and I was livid. It was so great. So I love Wrath. I love that whole storyline of wanting to essentially be everything Edward was. And couldn't be. Man, I thought it had a really cool emotional nuance to it. But I will say, Brotherhood is still the superior version.
Yeah, sure.
I'm still gonna put it out there.
But it's not a waste of time to watch the original and in its entirety. I mean, and I honestly, for somebody who's still never seen it, I'm like, you can look up whatever episode it is where it starts to deviate, and honestly, I recommend, if you've got the time, watch the OG, the original up to that point if you want to keep it manga accurate, because you get Brotherhood assumed you had that context already. They clip right along.
And they show you a few things that wasn't within the that they did skip over in the original animation, like the very first scene, the ice wall that dude was doing. Like they didn't do that in the original animation.
Right.
They skipped right on over.
But I think I told you, like Nina, and that's like episode 3.
Yeah,
right.
100%
in Brotherhood. But in the original, like that's
it's a little bit further out.
Yeah. And so for me, my favorite character, it's kind of tough because if we're talking about the original Full Metal, it's Maze Hughes. Love that man.
I love Maze Hughes.
I love Maze Hughes.
That would have been my other answer if it wasn't going to be the original animation Wrath.
Yeah. Maze
Hughes.
That's my guy. And he doesn't get the screen time in Brotherhood because of that. It kind of clips along. And I'm not saying he's still not one of my... I mean, I love him. But you know who gets a lot more screen time, who I really, really enjoy in Brotherhood, if we're dropping Edward? It's Greed. It's Ling and Greed. I'm gonna put them together, but I love these guys.
That makes sense. No, I very much agree with you on that.
One of my favorite scenes in the whole show is when they come in contact with the Fuhrer. When it's Ling and oh shoot, what's her? You know what I'm talking about? I forget her name. Yeah, Xiao Mei, the little girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I forget his obvious love interest. I forget her name. His bodyguard. But that scene where he is, it's the first time they play. I love the track too. It's the first time they play "To Be King" in the show. They play it quite a few times after that, but the song is like ingrained in my brain of when Ling faces the Fuhrer for the first time. And I mean, the Fuhrer is, when it comes to villains, I think the Fuhrer is my favorite character in Brotherhood. Wrath is so incredible. He's so fierce and so like, I mean, I really, really enjoy that character. And he's so ruthless, and you see it over and over and over again. So for Ling to have defended himself in that, and to have noticed the patch and stayed in the blind spot and all of that, and then for her to have ultimately to throw him off the trail, to have taken her own arm was.
I mean, Scar, for instance, was as far as villains go, was one of my favorites.
Yeah, great redemption arc.
Took his brother's arm, and it was. I grew up extremely interested in theology and religion, and to have even though he was a bad guy and portrayed very much as a bad guy early on, to have this religious zealot in the science world,
yeah, it worked.
It worked so well. There's nothing really bad you can say about Fullmetal Alchemist. Even the movie, where a lot of people try to go to say something bad, Conqueror of Shambhala.
Yeah,
phenomenal movie.
Yeah,
I love Conqueror of Shambhala so much.
Yep. No, it's good stuff. It stands the test, but it is fun. I will say, when we jump into the more modern stuff like solo leveling, those action sequences are incredible, absolutely incredible. And like I said, I love it. God, and that intro with Lisa, the intro to this show is excellent. It's one of my favorites. I mean, out of recent history, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2's intro has been one of my absolute favorites, of all time intros to an anime. And that was, speaking of fun, more modern shows, Jujutsu Kaisen is one of the rare, I guess this would be another hot take, one of those rare shows where I feel like the second season, I don't know if you watch any of Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, the second season, in my opinion, is better than the first season. And that's not something I use. I mean, I feel like that's not the most typical thing in the world. I would say the second season is better.
If we're going to talk about, anime intro, Dan to Dan.
Of course. Oh, I love it. Oh my god. So this is, I gotta tell you a funny story about this. So my friend that we work out together in the mornings, I had been telling him when you get a chance, this is a really fun anime. Watch Dan to Dan, right? So it's low commitment, 12 episodes, whatever. Just give it a shot. He's telling me that it's him and his wife sitting down to watch a show, and she's like, she wants to pick the show, and he's like, no, you always pick the show. I want to pick the show, and she's like, yeah, but I always pick things that we both want to watch, and I'm not. And then he's like, but I've gotten this recommended to me by a doctor and students and everything else, and so I really want to watch this show, Dan to Dan. episode 1.
And of course, just like with so many other animes, episode 1 is the worst. It's the worst one.
It's the stereotypical episode that anybody who doesn't know anything about anime comes in and sees, and they're like, "Oh, this is anime." It's that episode.
The most like recent thing that I can equivalate that to is like Goblin Slayer.
Yeah,
Goblin Slayer overall,
I love that show.
not bad. It's a good show.
Good for a high fantasy. Yeah,
episode 1.
It's ridiculous. The manga's worse.
We legitimately, for social media reasons, can't tell you what
Yes, it's bad. It's bad. I know a lot of first episodes try to do something to hook people. The Goblin Slayers was just kind of off the charts.
Oh,
I mean, it was just off the charts for fantasy. I mean, it was.
And they never even go that far again.
No, not even close.
Not even close.
No, it was just pure shock value. But I really enjoy that. I love that.
100%.
Goblin Slayer. That's a really good. There was I think I was reading it and then kicked over whenever the anime came out. Solid stuff. I'm trying to think of anything. I feel like we're really raining praise. I'm trying to think if I watched anything that I was like, "Ooh, this was trash," or didn't live up to the hype. I mean, I feel like this is your category.
It's actually on the TVs right now in here.
Yeah.
I'll talk about it forever. My Hero Academia. It sucks. I hate My Hero Academia. Yes. In season 6, it gets really. In season 6,
Yeah.
you want me to watch 5 seasons of not good to get to something that is all right at best?
Yeah.
Man, My Hero is always one of those things that is a hot take for me. I have a slight hot take for things of the Demon Slayer variety as well. Fantastic animation. Everything else is somewhat subpar.
God, it's beautiful.
They do all these things that's like special effects for the moment and the viewer to see all the. But none of it's real. There's no fire coming from the sword. There's no water coming from the sword or lightning. It's just the sword. No one sees that. It's just they put that there for you.
It looks rad.
And it looks rad, except for it's not. It's just a dude with a sword. That's it. Now, here's the thing. A dude with a sword is awesome. Yeah. I love old school samurai stuff. Rurouni Kenshin was one of my favorite animes of all time.
Yep.
But if you can't make that look cool by itself, then you know you have the problem. If you have to add in water and fire lightning effects to make your samurai stuff cool, then you're not doing a good enough job of making samurai stuff.
Listen, I like both of these shows, but everyone is entitled to their opinion. I will say, whereas I think Demon Slayer is a great start to current where we're at, and I'm so excited to go to the Infinity Castle, I will concede My Hero Midoriya is I would not try to convince someone to ride through the whininess of this character. I hate whiny characters, if I'm being honest with you. I really that was a challenge for me in Demon Slayer.
First season of Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan
has a lot of that too.
Armin in Attack on Titan constantly crying. This character archetype really.
Yep. It's hard.
I really cannot stand that whiny character, and it takes a little too long for Midoriya to get unwhiny.
So, and it's not for Midoriya because yes, it's a whininess aspect as well. But I don't like it when characters when they're portrayed to be really, really smart, but they only do the dumbest things imaginable.
That's true.
And Midoriya is supposed to be the smartest, as far as strategically superpowered minded person in their class.
Yeah.
But it took him 4 seasons to learn that he could just kick. Yeah. He could just kick somebody instead.
Man, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I don't claim to be the biggest fan of My Hero. I'm actually not even caught up on My Hero. I'm a good ways through it. But I feel like they completely abandoned that part of his character. If I'm being honest, past the first or second season, I don't see him with because that was their whole.
Yeah, his body couldn't hold up anymore.
He opens the book and he's muttering stuff and he's got everybody's bio. I thought this was going to play a major part in his character. Even if he wasn't the strongest, he was going to be
the superpower nerd.
Yeah, he was going to be able to exploit people's weaknesses and stuff because he was so analytical. And I'll be honest with you, it feels like they completely abandoned that with his character. They get rid of that. I can't even tell you the last time, and maybe we've got somebody watching who does. But the last time that he cracked that notebook and was going through people's profiles and stuff, it's become more of like the grind to become All Might. That's really all it is. And so it's abandoned kind of that character's strengths that they pointed out in the beginning. I think it's completely gone, if I'm being honest with you.
Well, and I also
Missed opportunity.
Something I want to point out: I don't like All Might. Never have.
So I love All Might.
My problem with All Might is you're the number one superhero.
Yeah.
Cool. But it's like a religious movement for some characters for him.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, one of the characters we just saw on the TV was someone that was trained under him. He's like, are you saying a joke about like and getting very angry? Of course, Deku, the main character, obsessed with All Might. Everyone is like, All Might, All Might, All Might.
Yeah.
People hate Superman.
Yeah.
You know?
No. But please finish your thought, and then I want to speak to this.
There's not, like, in DC world, there's not a whole lot of just like,
you're right.
that, hey, that's the guy, Superman.
Yeah.
And Superman would trounce All Might. And like, I'm not trying to pull in like an All Might, like, or like a DC versus comic book type thing, because that's not always fair.
Yeah.
But if it's just like specifically like your number one versus this number one, yeah, Superman steps on him, and it just happens.
I agree. Yeah.
But yeah, All Might receives so much more of the man. He will never do wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like my take on that is what I think is the difference between those two characters is Superman being Superman is, very close to, totally impervious, immortal character. I mean, yes, kryptonite, but how often do people have that stuff handy? Versus All Might, which I feel like All Might is the, like, how do we have this character, this Hulk or this Superman, but we nerf him to where we can actually make a story out of this. I think that is Superman's biggest problem, is that when you are so powerful, unless it's something, unless there's some new height to achieve, like DBZ or Dragon Ball does, or if it's just for comedy's sake, like One Punch Man, when it's just like I'm basically God tier and that's all there is to it, it makes it harder to relate to a character. It makes it harder to to give a narrative to a character. And so to have All Might be vulnerable, he's been the legend. And so then have him be vulnerable, I think leaves a lot of room for these characters to even exist in the first place. Is I think what I like about All Might. And so
I get that because that's my thing with Superman as well. You can't have anyone that's just perfect, and if there is, you got to have something that can combat perfect.
Yeah.
My problem with All Might isn't that he's perfect, combat perfect. It is you have the recognition of perfect, yet, like, especially from like our sense, like we mainly get like skinny him. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It is like to me it comes down to like what purpose did you like serve?
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, Deku gets like a thing about skinny All Might telling him something about being strong within yourself. Sure. I'd rather, if I'm just talking about like what I would rather for storylines, I'd rather it be like Deku looking back at his now deceased mentor, like was superpowered God All Might, and he was like, this is how things are, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like Deku's struggle of I'm not that perfect, how do I get there?
Right.
I feel like that would have added to his climb to being All Might.
Right.
Is if All Might was great. But it's like, I want to be like All Might, which when I see All Might, he's like down here. One of the most annoying characters to me is All Might. So when I see him down here, I'm like, why do you want to be like him? He sucks.
Yeah. I feel like that parallel exactly as you just illustrated it. I would parallel that to a show that I also really enjoyed. That's going to be Batman Beyond. Batman is old now. He's not in his prime anymore, and it works. Terry McGinnis is awesome.
Yeah, no, I also love Batman Beyond, and I see where you're going.
Yeah,
but I want to say there's a clear difference between an old man Bruce Wayne and a 30-year-old All Might.
Like, you've seen his body, right?
Yeah,
He's been
okay.
wrecked. He's had like half his organs removed or something.
Yeah, I mean, but okay. Old man Bruce Wayne's 90. He can't move either. But old man Bruce Wayne is like still strategic. He's still he's still thinking about stuff. He's still got the Batcave. He still has all of the stuff that makes him what
That's why
he
you gotta
is.
stick around for 6 seasons, because then you'll see All Might play a little more of a role.
All Might should have died in season 1. All Might should not be around anymore. That should be the thing that keeps Deku going.
You know, I almost think that it might have been, for me personally, because I like All Might so much, I think it might have been more of a more fun show if there was no Deku. If it was just All Might, and he continued to be able to, bulk out, but then it was unpredictable, and he would lose the power. You know what I mean? I think that would have been
a storyline really similar to when like wrestlers couldn't use steroids anymore. It's very similar to that.
Yeah. So and of course it's going to happen at the most inconvenient times, and I think that could have been a cool show, just an All Might show where he is really struggling with like how to allocate his powers and when and that sort of thing. I don't know.
I think our longest segment has been My Hero Academia.
No, it was Full Metal. But those are fun hot takes. I like these hot takes.
100%. I think we're just gonna naturally talk.
Yeah, just flowing, flowing. Cool. Well, any other hot takes before we move on? I don't know where we are on time.
We got about 10 minutes or so, but really, people chat. Anyone? Do you want to say who won our debate? Who is the new S-rank senpai?
Don't leave it up to us. We will bicker about this for the next month.
We'll talk about it for a month
until somebody tells us who won.
I'm gonna make him feel bad.
One of the sample topics was waifus and husbandos are ruining the anime community, and I really wanted Chance to argue against that. I really wanted him to argue for the waifus and husbandos of the world.
And it's generally is the natural opposite. I would normally say that waifus and husbandos are ruining the anime community.
And I mean, I don't know. I think it's... Don't get me wrong. I think there's an unhealthy level people can get with that sort of thing, but I think it's fun. I think it's fine. So I don't know. That would have been a funny one, but I like the one that we did. I like Spidey's. It was entertaining. Off the cuff, and it happens. Yeah.
Another one that I like that was on this list is it's okay to skip filler episodes, or you're not a real fan if you do.
Yeah.
I skip filler.
Yeah, depending on the show, I mean,
just too much.
Yeah, there's been a couple of that I was like, oh, there's just no way. Like, if I'm ever gonna consume Naruto, for example, I was like, no. And honestly, if I was a new Dragon Ball person, I'd be like, please don't watch skip past some stuff.
Well, and I think it's also like a difference if you're watching like week to week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you're just enjoying it for what it
Sure.
is. Or if you're like, I am trying to
catch up,
start to finish.
And there's a ton of material here.
100%.
Yeah.
Now, I will also, I always like to point out with someone like, because I have had people tell me like, oh, you're not a real fan because you don't watch filler. And I'm like, all right,
no.
If you were reading a book,
and
then right before the good part of the book, they're just like, hey, here's a chapter about they're not actually at the island anymore.
It's the beach episode.
Yes, it's like, hey, I know that you were just in this like professor's lab, but now you're at a beach. There's plenty of women in bikinis,
and you're just playing.
And you're just playing around.
Yeah, you're just playing around. Yeah.
You're just a silly goofy guy.
And it's not going to affect the narrative, the overarching narrative. But
next week we go back to the
to the professor's basement. Yeah, exactly.
100%.
No, I'm with you. I skip it.
If that happened in your book, you would hate it. You'd put the book down.
Yeah.
Just because it happens in your anime,
I think there's a threshold to it. When somebody's like, "Don't skip the filler in One Piece," I'm like, "You are crazy." I'm sorry. You are you're talking about an insane time commitment already. So then to watch every single episode,
I have an interesting fact about that.
All right, yeah, hit me with it.
One Piece is known for being the longest anime, and it's technically not, but it is. But as far as like its actual percentage of filler, One Piece is less than 10% filler.
That's good.
Now that's still a lot of episodes when you go over.
When you're talking 1,000 episodes, yeah.
Now when you talk about something like Naruto is like 40% filler.
Yeah.
So it's still technically just more filler episodes than One Piece, but One Piece is still the thing people go to. It's like, oh, it's too much filler.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
It is honestly so.
You're like the ratio.
So little of filler compared to what is actually happening.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember I was like, I was watching it. I was like, Chance, do you remember the whatever Dragon Roost Island or whatever that segment before they get into the Grand Line? He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about, and I was like, what do you mean?
And I'm like the biggest One Piece fan that he knows.
Yeah.
So he was like, how do you not know this?
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I'm to the whatever blah 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 dragons, and he's like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I skipped that. And I'm like, yeah, well, and then I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, it was totally like a handful of episodes for nothing.
What did you need from that?
Yeah, nothing.
They made a new friend named Gleampo, and
yeah,
you'll never meet Gleampo again.
Yeah, it's like a bad.
They met Gleampo, befriended Gleampo, they fought Kingpo, and the episode was over.
And they're all better for it. Yeah, they're all better for it. Cool. All right, last call. What do we got? Recapping.
Guys, we really I hope to see you all at the dojo.
Oh my gosh,
come
yes.
play some games with me. Come hang out with all of us.
It's gonna look so we are right now. We are constructing this place, and it is gonna be beautiful. I mean, it's really gonna be something to behold. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So a lot of the card events that you're used to seeing here are going to migrate over there.
Yep.
Things like our seasonal festivals will still be over here. For the
a little bit of everything.
You're exactly right. We'll have it everywhere. But it depends on what we're doing, really, as to what we're gonna. Well, we got multiple venues. We're gonna make sure we're doing that thing and the one that's more appropriate. So whatever it is, we will decide where it's gonna be. But of course, you'll continue to see all of that in our social media. We're gonna be building out the card shop social media soon.
Yep.
We will continue to post all of this. We're to the point where we're even working out kinks on website and all of that. So we still have some development to go, quite a bit, but we're not really known for taking things slow. So we're going to. We want to launch as soon as we possibly can, and so it's been all hands on deck, and we're so excited to be bringing you, on top of what you have come to enjoy here with Chance and the rest of our team and our events and our sealed product. We're so excited to be breaking into singles.
Just bigger and better now.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be into singles. We will be into older product. We'll be, we've
legitimate place, like comfortable play space. I think is
play space that was designed to be play space. Again, I love these tables, but they were never designed to be prolonged play space.
All of our players that come here on a weekly basis and have dealt with this for multiple years deserve a Medal of Honor.
Yeah, but that's the thing is we have been really fortunate. We just had the Democrat Gazette paper in here the other day that we were doing an interview, and we were talking about it, and I was like, this stuff is possible because of our community. I mean, I never take for granted how many communities we have under the Otaku umbrella. I mean, we literally had Tamagotchi Club today. We had the Arkansas Rhythm Gamers group who used to, they were a club, they still are a club. They are who we collaborated with on the arcade.
Gaming Club,
yeah.
Arkansas Rhythm Gamers. We have the fighting game club that participates in
Not to mention all of our regulars on TCG nights.
We have multiple cosplay groups.
Yep.
We just have so many people that we are always keeping in contact with, whether or not they're stopping by, we're reaching out to do different events and things with people, because we've had live concerts and stuff in here before.
Right.
So
Smash Brothers, video game tournaments. I mean, we do it all. So that's the thing. So to see, just like where we did with the arcade, where it was where based on the feedback from the community, we were able to spin it off into something else within our wheelhouse. We're doing it again with our cards and games, and so we're so excited to be growing that part of what we do, and it's sky's the limit. I mean, the more we hear you and we want to get you what we want or what you want, and we want to embrace those communities as much as we possibly can. So yeah, we're thrilled. I am beyond excited to get this place up and going, because I know it's going to be a card shop unlike any other that you've been to. I'm not out here saying it's going to be we're the best ever and we're going to we beat out everybody, but it will be an experience unlike any other card shop you've ever been in. That's my goal.
Yep.
You will feel no matter if it's a family, if you're a player, if you're a collector, you're going to feel welcome. You're going to feel valued. The space is going to be clean. That's the compliment we've always gotten in this space. Is how clean and organized and friendly our staff is passionate, and all of that is going to carry over into the dojo.
Yep.
So I'm incredibly proud. I'm incredibly excited to see it all come to life, and we can't wait to have you out.
Yep. And it is only possible because of all of you, and that's our take. We'll